We
Because
are going to
whole
talk,
girls is players too.
since y'all love hoes, we're going to talk about the ex-NBA player Joe Smith's wife. Last week at the end of the show, we briefly talked about her, how her husband found out she had an OnlyFans. She didn't really care. He was upset. And this is the aftermath. She did an interview with TMZ letting them know what has happened after that.
Where's Joe?
He's pretty pissed off with me. So he's been, I think he's at his sister's house. He's not talking to me right now. So yeah.
How long is the account? Have you had the page?
I've had the page for at least over a year. It's on my Instagram and my LinkedIn, but that's what happens when you don't pay attention to your wife. Secret Joe's financial issues,
Mm-hmm.
and I have always made a good life for myself, and I came back here, thinking that with his persona and who he was, once we got together and I found out who he was, that it would only take off, other things. But, not everybody's hustle and drive are the same. So I just kicked in the drive and did what I had to do, and he won't do it. So I had to. And I'm sorry, you knew I was an adult video star when you met me. And I don't understand how you could have had such a maximized life and be so content. This is as a couple and just him individually. He needs counseling to help find out how to re-find himself and find his new place in the world.
She is one trifling hoe.
It is wild some of the shit women can get away with doing.
Now that's the shit you can't make up.
Could you imagine if a dude that was famous got caught getting a blowjob or whatever, and then TMZ asked him like, so what happened? He's like, well, the chick came through, she was, cleaning the house or whatever, but that's what happens when you don't pay attention to your husband. Like, we don't get to say crazy stuff like that. And then at the end of it, she said, well, he needs to find himself and lady, the work that needs to be done ain't got nothing to do with him. Like, what are you talking about? Oh my God.
I just wanted to say that I seen her old video. I went and researched it.
Of course,
just so I could find out what I was, missing or what I wasn't missing, and it was not something that he should be missing.
Yeah, it was research. It was research. Yeah.
Is he only frozen for me?
No, his service is a little bashed. Maybe disconnect your phone. But I'm just gonna say,
California internet.
I don't know if this is just for clicks and baits. I don't know if she's wanting subs to her OnlyFans. I've never heard of an OnlyFans being on LinkedIn. That's wild. But the fake crying, like, this is why I say shame is needed, right? Like, I hope he doesn't go back to her. I hope he divorces her. I hope like she loses subscribers, because like, I think that if this is accepted, women are going to keep on acting the way like she is. Like, she showed no remorse. She blamed, as she said at the end of the video, he needs to go to therapy. He needs to go to therapy. Girl, you were lying to your whole husband about for 13 years of a OnlyFans account. But you also have to look at it. He did marry a hoe. So why are these men nowadays wifing hoes and expecting them to be all angelic? Like,
it's like I told you, people only care
all,
about their immediate personal gratification. In her case, the only thing that she cares about is c'est l'argent. That's it, man. That's all that she want, man. She want a little money. And guess what? Them views are going to go up because there's a lot more simps out there that have just became familiar with who she is. She's not going to change anything. She's not going to change anything about what she's doing. And at the end of the day, her husband going to eat that shit.
You can't hold her accountable on this one. You can't hold her accountable. It's not her fault.
This is his fault. This is his fault.
That's how she knew. That's how she knew.
Nope, this is his fault for probably different reasons. I'm gonna let you go, Faith, and then I'm gonna give you what my thought is. Go ahead.
Okay, I know a little bit about this situation, and from what I've seen, this is a woman that he's been married to since about 2018, and she said it out of her mouth. She married him for opportunity. She did not marry him for love. She did not marry him for marriage. She did not marry him to be with him. This is a woman who is over 50, and she's just looking for whatever she can get from whoever she can get it from, as evidenced by what she's doing. And her listing out all of this information on all of her social media and then saying, well, he's not paying attention to his wife. That's crazy. But also, it's crazy for him to think that this woman who has been an adult film star for 30 years is all of a sudden going to change who she is. I think it's the classic example of you can't turn a whore into a housewife. And that's exactly what he attempted to do, saying in the very first video when this first came out, you know, that this was the past. Well, she's like, but you already knew. Well, he did already know, and he thought that she was going to change. Why is beyond me. But this is a situation where he created this mess, and now he has to deal with the consequences of it. And now it's just a matter of the world knowing that his wife is a whore. But that's what she's been.
Yep, I think you hit every single point. The only thing that I will add into that, though, is that it goes back to the original conversation, and that guys today, the difference is that they don't slot women accordingly. They automatically qualify all of them, regardless of their past and regardless of where it is that they stand, and they turn in hoes into housewives, which is exactly what you just described. And it seems like historically we've been able to tell what the difference is. Like, I don't understand how these dudes is getting caught up by these chicks. I don't know. Okay, like, I'll give you another example. Not just him, but there's plenty of dudes like this that's getting caught up in these streets that is allegedly high value men and all this other type of stuff. And I don't understand why they aligning themselves with or is wifing chicks like this. I can't figure it out for the life of me. Like, it makes no sense to me whatsoever. Even in his heyday, at his height, they said that he made, and of course, you know, he fumbled the bag, but that goes without saying. They said that he made somewhere between $61 and $100 million in his career. 61 and 100 million. What are you doing with this chick wifing her up, bro? Because she said even before they got married that they've been together for well over 13 years or something like that, a decade.
That can't be true though, because he was married less than a decade before they got married. So
not necessarily. Listen, she was around.
Well, she said she was overseas singing. I don't know.
Okay,
I don't know.
That ain't nothing but a flight.
She's singing.
I gotta add something. I gotta add something to this. Okay, so was he wrong for marrying the chick? Yeah, maybe so. That does not.
You gotta be for real. Being too nonchalant.
That doesn't alleviate the fact that she's a trifling ass drag. It does not. It doesn't. Like
already, man.
Let me give you an example. Right?
Go ahead.
So let's say that let's say that Krishan Rock actually married Blueface. And let's say Blueface whooped her ass every day. Are we going to say, well, you knew he was a woman beater before you married him?
Yep.
Yeah.
Because we hope. Listen, you know what I seen last week? You know what I seen last week, Angry Man? And I couldn't believe it because I just couldn't believe it to save my life. We had dudes that was holding Tyrese accountable for the woman that he married, right? That she was a chameleon and she evolved and changed. So if they was holding Tyrese accountable, and I was appalled because Tyrese was the victim, right? In my opinion, if they was holding Tyrese accountable, and Joe Smith knew that this chick was for the streets, was a porn star, the whole 9 yards, and he still married her. What else do we expect? How do we not hold him accountable? Because we also hold women accountable and say, well, you picked him. You knew that this dude had a bunch of baby mamas. You knew that this dude was out here in these streets. You knew whatever, so on and so forth. And you chose to have a kid by him, even though he got other baby mamas. You picked him. I don't know how we don't hold Joe Smith accountable for that.
Yeah, but you're gonna say that. But the average person has no problem with saying that Joe Smith shouldn't have turned a hoe into a housewife. But the average person would have a problem with telling Krishan Rock that she deserved to get her ass kicked because she married a dude that was aggressive.
I don't know, Angry Man. I don't know. I think that in most situations, I think sometimes people can get tricked. I think that Tyrese was one of those situations. I would give Tyrese grace, and personally, but I think in most situations, people know who they get themselves in a relationship with before they decide to go all the way with them. In most.
But what men and women got to stop doing is thinking that just because you get married or just because y'all got kids that they're just gonna automatically flip a switch and be this great, wonderful person. That don't guarantee nothing. Everybody got this fairy tale mindset that that's gonna happen. It's not gonna go like that, and they end up getting caught up.
But I don't even think she even respects him. She went on another interview with Cameron, and I guess she has this company regarding Verb babes, and then Cameron is basically shooting his shot at her. Like, can you be one of my boss babes? And she was like, yeah. Then he was like, I don't want to be disrespectful, but your boobs and your titties look right. And she's like, hee hee ha ha. So I think this woman, I don't even think this woman ever probably disrespected him. Let's just be honest. And I get what you're saying, Angry Man, regarding the whole Krishan thing. That whole relationship, I think they belong together. They both be hitting each other.
You see what I mean?
They belong together.
Example of it right here.
They both be hitting on each other. She be hitting on him. He be hitting her. I would rather that than them go mess up a good person. Honestly, that's some toxic stuff that I don't even agree with. But
that's the thing, though. Here's the thing: if you can say that, then you can also say, if you're saying that they deserve to be together, right? In the same breath, when you're saying that are you saying that Joe Smith deserves to be with her?
No, I think you can't.
I think you do.
That bed. That's his bed. That's his wife.
He chose that. He made that. He married a hoe. He got a hoe. He's disrespecting him. He's accepting it. They've been married 13 years. So you think this is the first time this woman probably disrespected him?
They've been together.
They've been together 13 years. I don't think this is the first time she disrespected him, because in the first video, she was hella comfortable recording him. She was hella comfortable saying, okay, get over it. Like, so this ain't the first time she talked to him like that. Because listen, I would have snatched that phone up real quick if I was a man. Why are you recording me? A real man would have probably put her in her place and tell her.
No, I don't think so. I think that most of these dudes is crashing out, and they getting with chicks that's not best for them. They having kids with chicks that they know is for the streets. And if you pay attention to what's going on with all of these, they all passing around the same chicks. All of them. Even the ones that y'all admire the most or whatever. All of the top of the top, supposedly dudes or whatever. Listen, man, and I'm not gonna name no names or none of that, but they all messing with the same women, all of them.
Well, they get what they
get what they deserve, right?
I mean, if you can't blame it. Like these athletes that are choosing these hoes, these Britney Brenners, and then they're surprised at this. Like, why are you surprised? We all knew it. We all knew XYZ was a hoe. How you missed it? Like, I just don't get it.
I just want you to say he got what he deserved, right?
I think he did.
Yeah, he got what he deserved. I think he did.
He chose that chick, just like if it was vice versa. I know Angry Man about to do the loop-de-loop now. If it was vice versa.
When these chicks is getting Ike turning upside their head, I want to hear y'all also say they got what they deserved. I want to hear it.
Well, that's a little different if they never saw him hit nobody, right? And they never saw, there was no signs of it. That's a little different. Now, guess what, Angry Man? If that man was hitting on her prior to marriage and she married him and she went back to him multiple times, I'm sorry, you chose that path.
Yeah, because you really believe that these women was dating a dude that never once laid a hand on them, and right after they got married, he turned into Ike Turner. Come on.
I mean, I don't know. People can change. People say marriage changes.
That person is that person.
Grief changes people. Losing a child changes
Man,
people.
you know
I don't
what?
know.
You know what? I think I might have to create an after-hour show and stream it on Rumble. Because I think it's some conversations that we need to have that we can't have on these platforms right now. But yeah, Quentin. Yeah, like, we really do need to go there for real.
I'm a new person, and I go to church now when I have one lady. So,
but